Welcome back to the National Football League show. Emmett Swart, B Ford, 30 years of football experience. You guys know who we are at this point. B, the Jets. This is what we're discussing today. Is Aaron Rodgers the problem? Is it time to start considering moving on from Aaron Rodgers for New York? What is going on? What's going on in Gotham there?
Dude, I went on a roller coaster with this analysis. At first, I went to PFF, good old trusty PFF. I was looking through some stats here. I was like, so on the surface, I thought, yes, he is hands down the problem. Dude for 10 touchdowns so far this year, but 7 picks. He's getting rid of the damn football. It's tied. I think it's tied for like third most in the NFL right now. Those 7 picks are. So I was looking through the data, and I was like, okay, well, he also has like the second fewest turnover-worthy percentage. Turnover-worthy throw per percentage, which is taking all the turnover-worthy plays divided by his total attempts. That's how you get the turnover-worthy percentage. And I was like, okay, well, it's like super low though. Like, it can't be like the problem, right? And I was like, okay, how's he doing under like pressure? Nope, he's still doing great under pressure. Again, the second fewest turnover-worthy throw per percentage there too. His grades look fine. He's like top 10 in respective views, depending on what view you look at. He's top 10 passing grade. I'm like, okay, on the surface, maybe he's not the problem. Okay, maybe I'm just losing my mind. So then we went to the good old trusty film. Okay, and you and I watched all 7 of his picks, and I was thinking, okay, maybe the picks were not his fault. No, 5 out of 7 were 100% his fault, whether he's throwing behind the receiver or just tossing it up with like a Hail Mary prayer ball and, Mike Williams falling down, which I guess Rodgers can't control that, but the decision was still awful based off the film. So then I went back to PFF and I saw, he was graded with 5 turnover-worthy plays. I know exactly those damn 5 plays are. Those are 5 out of 7 picks. So I went. This is the damn roller coaster. I went from him being a problem to him not being a problem to him being the problem, and I confirmed that he is the problem.
Okay, so he's the problem because he's turned the ball over. 5 of the 7 interceptions. We can clearly, definitively say, buddy, that's on you. What are you doing here? Do you think the interceptions are due because of, I don't know, the guys around him? Is it receivers? Or is it just Rodgers getting old?
It could be this Rodgers maybe getting old. Maybe he's a little bit rust still. Because we have to remember, he played 4 snaps last season, right? So even though we're almost halfway through, has been a little bit of time for him to get back into his groove, I guess. He can't speak. It's hard for me to blame it on the guys around him. Maybe you can make a claim that it's the O-line. We kind of knew they were kind of shaky going into the season. They brought in a lot of older players. Maybe things are meshing there. But they just traded for his best friend, Devontae Adams. So you have Adams, you have Garrett Wilson there. Allen, Lazard is not great, but he's not like a worm either. He's all right out there, right? So, and then you have Breece Hall there, and the 20-year-old phenom Brandon. Is he 20 yet? Is he like 19? I don't know. Dude's like a damn 20. Hulk. Yeah, he's 20 now. Yeah, okay, so that makes me feel better about my life. He's 20 playing in the NFL, so it's whatever. And it's hard for me to blame it on the talent. What I saw on the film, a lot of his picks, yes, 2 out of the 7 were just tip balls, good plays by the defense, sure. A lot of the time, he was being abnormally hesitant, I think that's the right word, with throwing the ball. We saw that pick against the Steelers where he clearly just double clutched a post, or as like a post last seen to Garrett Wilson across the middle. Dude, you're 40. You can't double clutch it when you're about to throw middle of the damn field. That's a pick 9 times out of 10. And it's that type of stuff, man. And it's like, I know sometimes after watching him play for Green Bay, he gets in that hero ball mood. He just chucks the ball downfield. He did that for a couple years towards the end of his tenure with Green Bay. That's expected of him, right? But the double clutch and not throwing across the middle of the field, I feel like that's a little bit abnormal. That part's weird.
Yeah, I will agree with you. It's definitely it's odd to see him double clutching and not trusting what he's seeing. To me, it did look a little bit like the velocity was kind of coming off the ball. The one you kind of mentioned to Garrett Wilson, that seam right up the middle, it was a Tampa 2 look. So he was splitting the safeties. It should have been open. The linebacker type's hips were flipped to the outside. There's clearly an opening there. If he had just gotten out off that back foot, you could have sank it right between the safeties. And I would say it would have been a touchdown, but it would have been a significant gain. But by the time Rodgers had finally actually thrown the ball, the linebacker had a chance to not only take another shuffle step, flip his hips and take 5 more steps and undercut the ball and pick it off. So again, it could be father time. I don't know what's specifically going on with him. I'm sure the offensive line getting him, killed isn't probably doing too much good things for his confidence, because he did play behind a relatively strong offensive line in Green Bay for so long. But that just kind of is what it is. He's got to play better. But what do you think the actual solution for the Jets should be? It's easy to say he should play better, but what do you think specifically they can do to help Rodgers out?
They have to run the ball better. They have to run the ball better. Because not many times in football you can drop back 30 to 40 times, especially with an aging quarterback, right? And have a on-schedule, routine, somewhat explosive offense, right? And right now, check the numbers again. Aaron Rodgers has the second most attempts in the NFL, second only behind Geno Smith of the Seahawks. So that to me does not spell good, right? When you have a struggling offense, you have a quarterback which could be father time catching up to him, right? It's not the same Houdini type quarterback stuff. He obviously is struggling with, expanding the plays, right? What he did in his prime. You have to be able to run the ball. And that's something that they have not been able to really do yet. Yes, Breece Hall has been a factor in the receiving game, per se, but they have struggled to get the running game going. I think right now, Breece Hall averaging 3.7 yards a carry. According to NFL Next Gen Stats, he's negative 20 EPA in the rush game right now, which is one of the worst. Like it's like 30, it's like mid 30s best right now. That's not going to cut it. They have to be able to run the ball, make the defense and have some sort of awareness of the run game, right? And stop trying to play explosive, play efficient first. I know they have stars there. They want to get these big chunk plays, which are great. But let's be efficient first. Let's stay on schedule. Let's limit the damn penalties. Let's get a schedule and an actual routine offense going. You have to, walk before you can run. Let's get actual schedule going and then see what happens. So to answer your question, you have to establish some sort of run game. Again, I don't know exactly that's fixable right now, because who they have is who they have, right? Not many linemen are traded at the deadline, so you can't truly go get a new lineman, right? But we did see the line grades across the entire starting 5 is pretty bad. Their best guy is John Simpson. He's a grade of like 73.9. We said that was like 44th best out of all linemen right now.
All 200.
All 200 guys. And that's the best run block grade of the Jets starting 5. He's 44th out of 200th best run block grade. I don't know what you really do there. Maybe give the mini Hulk, Braylon Allen, more touches. He has a third of touches that Breece Hall has right now. Maybe that's something, right? Get the bruiser in there. Get more north and south. That's all I got. But I know for a fact they have to get the run game going. They have to get a complementary offense going.
Yeah, and then to further that point, the Jets are third in passing plays called. So the top 5 are the Seahawks, the Browns, the Jets, the Raiders, and the Giants. So they're in great company in that regard. In terms of run plays, they are bottom 2. They're the only teams worse than them is the Cowboys. So I think, again, I 100% agree with what you're saying, that you can't be top 5 in passing and bottom 3 in rushing. There's just no balance there. It's you become one-dimensional. You abandon the run game. So even if you had any kind of semblance of a run game going, it's nothing to maintain. You're not making it easier on your quarterback, because you've taken the play-action game completely out of the playbook. So now you're just, like you said, asking Aaron Rodgers to drop back every night and say, hey, save us. And I just don't think that's sustainable. I do want to ask you about this, though. How do you think Robert Saleh is feeling right now?
You've seen that like meme. You see that meme on Twitter of the dude from like 300 who kind of looks like Robert Saleh.
Oh,
he has, like,
God, yeah, the king of Persia.
Yeah. He's like, see, I told you. Bro, that dude's on Malibu right now, sipping drinks, being like, see, I told you, GM, head coach Aaron Rodgers ruined this damn team.
Let's be honest. If we're being specifically honest about what Robert Saleh is doing right now, he's not in Malibu. His wife is having him take out the trash for the third time of the day because she just needs him out of the goddamn house. He's mumbling it to himself. I fucking knew it wasn't me. I tell him they won't fucking listen. That's exactly because she even said she's got a whole list of chores for him to do, or he's on the roof fucking laying tile or laying
he's laying tile
shillings, and it's just sitting like with this fucking nail gun, like, God damn it, I should have been in fucking New York right now instead of fucking with this cold ass roof.
Oh my God, dude! He has a picture of like Aaron Rodgers with his eyes cut out. It's like,
for sure,
this man. I hate
absolutely.
this man. Dude,
this guy I'm at home doing fucking house chores instead of coaching a team like he should be. Yeah, that was bullshit.
I feel so bad for him. He was the damn scapegoat. I understand his overall record with the Jets was not great, but what coach would have, like, come on, we've been through this before with the Jets, dude. That place, you don't go there to really do well. And I hate to say it to all the Jets fans,
that place is
not many people in that spot would have been exactly. And it's like he tried the best he could. And it's a matter of fact that he got fired the day after Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks against the Vikings in London. I'm like, dude, come on, bro.
and to his credit, you're right. You can sit here and look at, okay, well, win-loss record wasn't great. Sure, that falls on the coach. You know, absolutely. That's a clear-cut conversation. But his side of the ball is defense. That's what he coached in San Francisco. That's what he was hired to fix. And when he got there, he took a bottom 5 unit and made them a top 5 unit. Since he's been there, the defense has been either average or fantastic. It's hard to sit here and blame it, the offensive side of the ball. I mean, he's not an offensive coordinator. You can argue, hey, maybe who you should have hired at OC should have been better. But the guy he did hire got fired after like 8 weeks. After that, it's been the Aaron Rodgers show ever since. So at what point does this, not only does this fall on Aaron Rodgers, because again, I think it's easy to see and scapegoat that and say, hey, this is Aaron Rodgers' fault. But Joe Douglas, too. I mean, the GM's the one that drafted Zach Wilson. He's the one that made the free agent acquisitions he did. He's the one that's, him and Woody Johnson are the ones that are, caving to every demand fucking Aaron Rodgers wants. At what point do we look at Joe Douglas? Do we look at Woody Johnson? Or we look at Aaron Rodgers? The only guy that seemed to actually be doing his job in New York was Robert Saleh. So honestly, I think it's going to be better for him in the long term. Wherever he ends up, he'll get a nice, long, fat contract to go be a DC somewhere. But that man absolutely didn't do anything. Not didn't do anything, but didn't do enough to warrant being fired.